The first time I heard about Bitcoin was at high school. Some friend told me about some website called Silk Road. That you could buy drugs and other things online with some kind of coin. And it was untraceable, and it was an online payment system.
We thought it's a good idea, let's download the software. And I remember that we could actually mine Bitcoins on our laptops.
As a gamer, I was always fascinated by the value of digital assets. There's lots of video games where you grind and grind and grind until you have enough digital gold to buy something in the game. And when I first heard about Bitcoin, I was like, man, this looks a lot like a video game. I know this already. And ever since I was fascinated by Bitcoin.
I think about 10 Bitcoins for 45 euros in total. And I was really like, oh look, I've got 10 Bitcoins. And my girlfriend said, oh, that's just a number on the screen, what is it? And I said, I don't know, it's just 10 Bitcoins, they're mine.
At that time I thought it was very experimental, and I think it took me around 3 to 4 months to really grasp what was in the white paper and to understand what was happening, and also to understand the revolution that was going on.
I think I looked for it on Wikipedia, and I don't think there was anything. There might have been like half a paragraph about what it was.
I thought, whoa, that could make me rich, let's do it.
It became obvious that it's unstoppable, that it's like email, it works worldwide. That's really a competitor to the currencies we know. So it's the building block of a new financial system.
So you could create real decentralized trust with no form of formal governance.
I've always been in finance, and I've always been a bit unhappy in finance, even if quite successful. And I think with Bitcoin, the whole bringing responsibility for your own finance, and then bringing responsibility for your whole life, giving you the whole freedom. Basically, I had a pretty good life, but now my life's absolutely brilliant. Complete freedom, I can do whatever I like.
When I first heard about Bitcoin, I didn't understand anything. I just thought this is a digital currency, like I know from video games. And once I got to a little bit involved, I asked myself the question that everybody asks themselves: why does this have value? And if this has value, why does money have value? Why does the euro have value? And to be honest, that's the most valuable thing that Bitcoin ever gave me.
It could be a revolution. There's never been something like this before in this kind of scale.
I think that the Bitcoin world is growing fastly and steadily, and it's gained a lot of added professionality in that regard.
The revolution's already begun, but it's not going to be fast. But I do think that it's going to really get there eventually. I said, well, our grandchildren will get the Bitcoin we own now. We're not selling.
It will be an evolution. I also don't think Bitcoin will be a payment method. It was designed as a payment method, but we don't need payment methods. There are enough payment methods. It will have a function, at least as a store of value. Many people argue, yes, but it's very fluctuating. But that will get better over time.
I mean, the real value of Bitcoin is that it's politically neutral and censorship resistant. Now, you can do a lot of other things potentially with Bitcoin, building payment systems on top, digital value certificates, games, any kind of thing. But at the basis, a politically neutral, censorship resistant digital gold can offer an enormous amount of value for the world.
We're in the middle of the process of Bitcoin gaining mainstream economic recognition. And it means that we can already buy a house with Bitcoin. We can already spend it like money, but not exactly like real fiat money. So we're in a process of obtaining that value property. And once that happens, we're going to enter the next phase. And that means that Bitcoin will gain political value. And that's when we'll see that Bitcoin will become a real strategic asset class for countries. That's when mining Bitcoin will be a matter of national security.
The case for Bitcoin is even stronger than back then. So I'm really positive about the future of Bitcoin, and I hope there will be a kind of a transition where people can buy Bitcoin next to the euros and really start spending it and have a prosperous future.